My torn meniscus is not contagious.
Ouch.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Indiana Success Happy Hour. We're happy you're here. I'm Brian Quinlan from Daniels Real Estate.
Brad Niccum from Tasting Tequila with Brad and Nest Mortgage Group.
That's awesome.
I think I should do that every time.
I feel like you should. I believe that was the first time. And you'll notice to my right, there's another guest. Sir, tell the folks who you are.
Paul Sylvester. I'm Team Sylvester, behavioral coach.
Okay.
You and Brad are going to talk.
He said behavioral, and here's what I know. That word was used a lot of times when I was sent to the principal's office. I do believe the shrink my mom took me to use that word a lot too.
I bet.
And then at my drug rehab, my junior year in high school, I had to get that word a lot. So, gosh, I'm glad there's a guy between us.
It's an important word. It's an important word.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, Brad, I see a bottle that matches your shirt.
Look, brand new bottle. This is a brand new release. This one is actually signed by Sergio.
Oh, no way.
My buddy Sergio Cruz right there on the label of
Hola,
this new
Sergio.
Lost Lore Hoven.
Don't spill it.
Do you know what a Hoven is, Brian?
No.
Do you know what Hoven means in Spanish?
No.
It means young.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so a Hoven is a Blanco that has been blended with either a Repo, an Añejo, or an extra Añejo. So this is about a 60-40 blend with their Repo and their Blanco. And this is bottled at 92 proof. And Sergio, did a great job blending this. That's why they put him on the logo. There,
that's also his company.
Yeah. So my friend Arturo and Sarah Lamas, who own this company, do a great job. They're amazing people, and they have a fantastic Hoven tequila. So I thought I'd have it on the show today, and we're a little Lost Lore shirt. Is
there a video about this one?
There's, just post it.
All right.
Check it out on Tasting Tequila with Brad on YouTube.
There you go. All right. Well, I have another beer from Pax Verum.
Pax Verum?
Yes, out of Lapel, Indiana.
Okay, I remember you bringing these guys.
Yeah. They often have quite the unique can images.
Did you say this had like the word Kush in it?
Velvety Kush is
like
the name of
this one.
You know what? I don't really know. But I really bought that one for the can.
Really hope your Tesla drives itself home.
Ooh, wow. That's
Is it hoppy?
No. Fruity tart. Interesting.
Fruity tart. Interesting.
Yeah.
Can I know?
Feel free. Knows the beer.
That is fruity.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what fruits are in it. What does that say, Paul? Can you read that?
No, I can't.
Okay, good. We
cannot read that.
The old men can't read shit on this show. All right, Paul. What?
That's some.
Oh,
it's offensive.
Well,
There's a lot of citrus.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of citrus, but it almost has like a hoppy, bitter finish. So there's like some bitterness in there.
I'll go bitter. All right.
That's the hoppiness to me. It's like bitter. Yeah.
All right.
That's interesting.
Paul, any idea what you're drinking?
I don't. I've had a sip and it's really good. So would you please help me?
I will help you out. That is Carrete de Ora, made in the town of Huantataclan, which is just outside of Guadalajara. It is the central region, so the agaves are a little bit different. And it's a very clean distillery, making a really high-end tequila at a great price. And that one is aged in American oak whiskey barrels, and I believe for 18 months. So that's a good tequila. So
cool.
One of my go-to tequilas is Carrete de Ora.
There you go.
Very good.
Well, cheers to you, sir. And over there. I do like the ding on that glass.
Yeah, it's got a big dinger.
Cheers to you all out there. All right.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so first I want to tell you how I met Paul.
That's gonna be my first question.
So we were at Daniel's Winery.
Recently on the show, Mark from Daniel's Winery.
That's right. So we had the winemaker. I would say distiller.
No.
Distiller. And one of the things that I notice on people all the time are timepieces.
Oh.
And there's a gentleman that walks by who had a watch that's just 2 notches smaller than when you have to call it a clock. That was 2 notches bigger. It's a clock. And I said, dude, what watch do you have on? And that really struck up a conversation.
Stole it from Flavor Flav.
And, he actually was sitting with a guy that I had met prior at Daniel's Winery, where we talked about watches and racing. And that really struck up a conversation. And when he told me what he did and the experiences that he has had, I went, we got to get you on the show right now. So tell us a little bit about
The watch.
the watch.
It's a good story.
Yeah,
What I
let's
was
go
gonna
there
say.
first.
All right, we're
It
going
was probably this time last year. I went out to the IU football website and I was checking things out. One of my daughters graduated from IU, and one of my best friends, he's had season tickets. His parents had season tickets since 1964.
Wow, that's dedication.
He took
There's a
them
lot of
over.
losing
That's a
seasons.
lot
Yeah.
of lost money right there.
And when my daughter was there at school, we tailgated together, and he let me have 2 of his season tickets. And when it started raining and we were down 40,
Uh-huh.
I went to the car and he stayed.
Oh
So
my
he
goodness.
is
That's
the
an
ultimate,
Man,
For
yeah.
ultimate.
real.
Greg Beasley's his name. Great IU fan. So
Yeah, he is.
he turned me onto the website, and this came up. And I thought, I've always been wanting a red watch.
Yeah.
So now it's an IU watch.
Okay.
That's how we met. Watch it. I
There it
always
is.
talk to people with watches. So
What watch you wearing today?
I'm wearing the Dave Yerman
Okay.
watch that is
Nice.
very limited.
Yeah.
And a great looking watch. So yeah.
Awesome.
I think I was wearing my Breitling
You were
top time.
very,
The
very
new
good
Breitling?
looking.
The new Breitling, yeah.
Very
Nice.
good looking.
Okay, so I
cool
cut
watch.
you off. Tell us about
Who you are and the companies you were associated with before what you're doing today, because
Okay.
that has a really cool history that you gave me.
Okay. I will discuss the companies. I won't call them
Yeah,
out
you don't
by
have to call them
name.
out by name.
Yeah.
Use like their initials, like
Yeah.
General Motors.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That's not one of them, by the way.
So back in the early 2000s, I was working for a private company, and it was over $1 billion company, and the product was making money hand over fist. And I came in. I'd been working with a sister company of theirs for 2 or 3 years, and I was promoted to CIO, Chief Information Officer, for the whole conglomerate. So I had a couple hundred employees that reported to me as part of senior management. And, in early 2000 and in mid 2004, we ended up taking the company public. And I've got pictures of us up there ringing the bell and hugging and kissing.
at Times Square.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
That's
not on
cool.
it's not on Times Square.
Say
it's in
it-
the financial.
Okay,
it's
I
in-
apologize.
It's in the
Yeah.
financial
Yeah,
district.
down
My
the road.
bad, Wall Street.
Yeah, Wall Street. So we're hugging and kissing, and we're watching the stock take off. And 2 hours later, well, I'll back up. When you can either open the New York Stock Exchange, and if you do, you get coffee and orange juice and donuts.
Okay.
If you close the New York Stock Exchange, you get cocktails and hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I'd close.
I'd rather close. Thank you.
So we close,
Excellent.
and a couple hours later, we're in the basement and celebrating. We have our significant others with us, and a couple pushing matches begin.
Oh no.
Yeah, we
Too many beverages.
well, no, it was still early.
Okay.
Dysfunction.
So if you back up 2 years, our chairman of the board would pay three different companies to come in and work with us to play better in the sand,
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
and none of them had any success.
Yeesh.
So, we just keep on moving forward, right? So at that point, and when I say dysfunctional, they were all good people. We all had egos.
Mm.
And when I said we, and when I say dysfunctional, I wasn't the angel in the group.
Okay.
Okay. So, that happens, come back to Indianapolis, get back to work. And, by accident, I had to go to the emergency room. My back was out, could barely walk.
Ouch.
So I go in there, they pump me full of painkiller, and they take my vitals. That's part of being in the hospital.
Sure, yeah. But they give you all them painkillers.
And they,
drop over.
yeah. And they say, do you know you have a heart murmur? And I said, yeah, I've had it since birth. And they said, okay. And they said, well, you're not going home until we have a cardiologist look at you. So cardiologist comes in. He says, you have an aneurysm on your aortic valve.
Wow.
You're a walking time bomb.
Wow.
So had to move fairly quick and getting prepped for surgery, 6 a.m. My wife and my 3 daughters are there. My daughters are in high school, and the priest comes. I have less than 20% chance of surviving. So I'm right outside the surgery room, and my wife and 3 daughters were there, and my priest gives me my last rite. We pray, and we're laughing, we're crying, we're really not knowing what to feel. And the nurse said, okay, family, you need to go back to the waiting room, and it's going to be about a 12-hour surgery. And hopefully you don't see us before 12 hours.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
a bad deal.
Yeah.
Right?
So I said my goodbyes, a lot of crying, kissing, hugging, and they walk away. And the nurse looks at me and she goes, Paul, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to yourself. And I said, I thought this was an emergency. She goes, it is. You probably won't survive them cutting your chest open because of the aneurysm. And yet it's guys like you that need probably at least 5 hours, if not 5 days or 5 weeks, to really figure out who you are and why you're here. And she walked away.
Jeez.
And as she's walking away, I call her everything but a nurse. Because I didn't want that 5 minutes. And in that 5 minutes, which felt like 5 months, I prayed, I cried, I yelled, and I asked my God to give me a second chance. I realized my wife didn't like me as much as probably should have. My girls didn't know me as well as they probably should have. And here I am, corporate guy, and no one was there for me in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
The corporate team wasn't standing there.
Corporate team wasn't there. So they take me in. I survive. I recover for about 8 weeks. It was a hard recovery, and go back to work. And 4 weeks later, it's a Friday afternoon, and I'm sitting in my corner office, and I'm thinking, yeah, I beat death. I did it. And then I remembered I made a promise to God.
Deals were made.
So I stayed there and wrote my out package and resigned. And
Resign like right there?
well, no, I gave them 4 weeks.
Okay.
Helped them with
Transition.
the transition.
Yeah.
And then after that, I bought a international coaching company franchise, and I owed them 5 years. Back then we didn't have Chat GPT,
Well, we do now.
and we really didn't have the internet like we've had in the last 10 years.
Nope.
So this organization,
How long ago was this?
as 2005.
Okay. Thank you.
And so this organization really taught us well and gave us a good toolbox. And so I went out and started business coaching, small, medium-sized companies, and I enjoyed it. And I was missing corporate a little bit.
How do you miss corporate? That's
Well-
like saying, you know what I really miss right now? My prostate doctor.
Sure it's the same.
Yeah. Well, I really had never dealt with small and medium-sized businesses, and I knew my way around the boardroom.
Yeah.
So I gave them my 5 years commitment. And after that, I rebranded myself into Team Sylvester. And I've been doing this for 15 years. And 90% of my business is behavioral leadership coaching, all the way from entrepreneurs all the way up to Fortune 100 clients. Now, in that leadership development, it's also team behaviors. And with that said, about 40% of my revenue year over year is sales development from the behavioral side. So I've been blessed. I've been overly blessed. I help people. One of my taglines is I help people with life-changing events without them going through a life-changing event.
Okay.
My cardiologist and surgeon told me when I was 45 that I was always going to have heart surgery because of my murmur. They said I was there 20 years too soon.
Oh, wow.
And it was more than likely due to stress.
You know, you're a third heart person that is sat in that chair. Jay Query being one,
Yeah.
Scott Pollard
Yes.
being the other,
Yeah.
and then you. So
You're the shortest of the three.
Yes,
actually,
I am.
he is the shortest of the three.
and less famous.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay too.
We're going to make you famous right
Right
here.
here, we've got
Right.
tens of followers.
Right. I love that.
So when you say behavioral, so I've been in sales my whole life. I've done sales training. I've been in the Amway business. I've gone to all of the functions and listened to all the tapes. I've read hundreds of books, and I still do today. When you say behavioral, what's your explain that to me? What do you mean?
Yeah, that's a great question. And Brad, you are one of those that were born to sell. You're gifted that.
I
agree.
appreciate that, but I also believe that anybody who wants to sell can learn every single thing they need to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And all those other personalities don't really know how. And the training doesn't get them there. The behavioral development does. So I can take someone that has little to no ability to turn into a salesperson. And if they want it bad enough, I can help them create themselves to be a successful salesperson. Same with leadership. I believe there are people that are just born leaders.
Yeah, 100%.
I believe we already know athletes, right?
Right.
So yes, there are born leaders. And yet others that want to become a leader, they need a playbook. And it usually does not have training on it.
Yeah.
No, it's so true. So true. I mean, for sales, for me, it was always, I've never been afraid to talk to somebody, just like when we met. It's like, hey, we'll find someone to talk about, that's the easy thing is to create a conversation. My playbook has always been, how can I make another friend? And in making that other friend, how can they potentially become a customer, right? That's not that there's an underlying motive, but everybody you meet is potentially a business opportunity somewhere down the road, maybe for them or maybe for me. That's been my mentality for a long time. It's easy to reach out a hand and say hi. It's easy to find a commonality like a watch and go, hey, what kind of watch is that? I love watches. Or, hey, pumping gas, going, hey, I like your car. Where are you from? Do you have a business card? Maybe we can do business together. I learned that years ago. But the sales part of learning, I got that from books and tapes and a university that I gave myself. So if somebody was going to come to you and they were just starting out in a career, like maybe life insurance or insurance in general, or a loan officer or a real estate agent, where they really need someone that's going to show them how to develop the habits and the words. Is that what you do? Do you teach?
Yeah. So, and I don't want to short sell it. Training is important.
100%.
You've got to read the book. If I asked you to give me 200 push-ups right now,
it could be 4. We already talked about that with Morgan.
Okay. But if I said,
I could do 10.
but if I asked you if you really wanted to get to 200 and what that meant to you, how that might be life-changing for you, and you give me the right answers, I'll behaviorally help you mentally get there while doing the training.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, because Brian and I are both running a marathon in January. 59 days away, we're going to run a marathon. And running that marathon is figuring out the behaviors that it takes each day. Yeah, you said it when we ran that 6 miles. You're like, this is so much more mental than physical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
we got to every time he told me we ran another mile, now I'm mentally telling me, all right, we're halfway there. Oh, we're almost there. No, I just want to stop and walk for a bit. No, but I got to keep going.
Yeah.
So mental.
So our brain is the largest muscle in our body, and very few people exercise it.
Oh yeah.
Most of us abuse it.
That's we're doing that tonight.
Amen.
Cheers.
Cheers. and with that said, and I would say 90% of the population doesn't know that it's a muscle, nor do they know they need to exercise.
I would agree with that.
Guarantee that. Yeah.
So reading books, affirmations, never say we're halfway there.
Because you're always halfway there.
Say I'm beyond that.
Yeah.
It's not getting harder. It's getting easier.
Yeah, that literally is what I told myself.
Yeah.
Like, all right, halfway. Okay. We're beyond half. I just got this left to do. We've already done 4. I can do 2 more.
That's the book, What You Say When You Talk to Yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And, part of my secret sauce, and God's not done with me yet. Since 2004, it was late in 2004, I had my first operation. I had one in 2012 and it didn't go well. So they had to redo it in 13. And then COVID hit late in 19, early in 20. It attacked my heart.
Oh, wow.
So I've had another open heart surgery since COVID.
Do you get a discount each time this happens? A little coupon
Or
card,
yeah.
punch card or
for any
something?
priors? Like,
I know my cardiologist and surgeon way too well.
yeah, he also has covered his mortgage payment.
Yeah, exactly.
They're on the family Christmas card list at this point.
But I'll share a short story with you on the one that in 2012 I was divorced and I was living alone, and I have 3 beautiful daughters that are just heaven sent, and they would come check up on me. And I had a blue tick coon dog that sat with me on the couch every day and helped my mental get stronger.
You may have, Brian's from Chicago originally. You may have to explain what a blue tick hound dog is to Brian. Do you know?
Coon dog. I know what a coon dog is.
But a blue tick, that's
I don't know that part.
Yeah, well,
Dog.
it's the spottings.
Okay.
It's the spottings. They're hunting dogs.
Got it. Thank you.
And God, there's a story on how I got her. But I won't go into it. But
You can. We got time.
there's a whole Blake Shelton song or George Jones song about a hunting dog who saves a guy's life who murdered somebody that took his wife.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So so real quick, I'm gonna take a minute if you don't mind.
Let's go.
So
Divert.
my oldest daughter was on the board of ARF in Muncie, Animal Rescue Foundation.
Thank you.
And they did not put dogs down. And
Nor should they, in my opinion.
exactly. And
People, yes. Dogs, no.
Jack Osborne, Ozzy's
son. Jack?
Ozzy's son,
Okay.
Okay.
That's badass.
was filming in Muncie the reality
the police show.
he was sheriff, Delaware
Wow.
sheriff.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. Well, he loved to hunt. So he's out hunting. He finds this blue tick coon dog lying there half dead in the woods. So he picks her up, puts her over his shoulders and walks over a mile back to the truck.
With an Ozzy song.
Yeah. And
That was a
and
story
he-
for TV. It was like 10th of a mile.
yeah. And he takes her to ARF because he wants to make sure the dog doesn't get put down.
Wow.
So Penny Lane's at ARF, and my daughter keeps on sending me pictures. And I said,
Penny Lane.
well, so let me back up.
Beatles.
It was Penelope.
Okay.
She had a tag, but no numbers, no anything.
Oh, gotcha.
So I kept on saying, no, I don't want Penelope. I don't want a dog now. And then floods hit Muncie and it flooded ARF.
Oh, my goodness.
All the food was gone. They had to displace like 10, 15 dogs. She brought Penelope to my front door.
Your
And-
daughter did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're stoned then. You got to
Yeah.
take her.
So I take her. She's not well. So I've got to get her to the vet and help her out. And I renamed her because Penny Lane, I love the Beatles.
Sure.
So she became Penny Lane.
Nice.
Yeah. So fast forward, she's on the couch with me. My oldest daughter, who gave me Penny Lane, comes over for lunch and brings a friend. And I'm sitting on the couch. It's January. It's cold, freezing. They're sitting at the table. Danny's watching me, making sure I'm okay. And I had a 10-minute spell of the only time I thought I was going to die
Oh, wow.
was on the couch.
Like pain?
I was just losing everything, pain, just everything. And I'm grabbing Penny and squeezing her. I asked God, I said, please don't take me with my daughter being in the house. So I mentally started saying, I'm feeling better. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling better. Oh God, I'm dying. No, I'm feeling better. Wow. And 10 minutes later, I'm out of it.
Wow.
Whoa.
You know who Jeremy Renner is, right?
I do not.
Hawkeye
Hawkeye?
from the Marvel Avenger movie?
Yes.
So he's got a book that's called My Next Breath. He got ran over by a snowcat, a 14,000 pound snowcat.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
So in his book, he talks about physically seeing himself be run over by this 14,000 pound snowcat. And it had 6 wheels. So it was crushed.
Boom, boom.
I can breathe. Crushed. I can breathe. And his whole time he knew it was going to kill his nephew, but it didn't. And it hit the truck and it stopped after it spit him out the back of the truck. And it crushed everything, ribs, eye socket. He literally could see one eye from the other eye. It kicked it out of the eye socket. Yeah. And one of the things he learned as an actor was the most important thing was to control your breath.
Yeah.
And he lost his ability to breathe. And the time frame of him laying there, he knew he was going to die if he didn't force himself to take his next breath. And every breath was a moan or a yell or a holler. His nephew ran across the street to neighbors they didn't know. One of those neighbors happened to be an ER nurse who came and tried to stop the blood. And all he talked about was, I can live if I can take my next breath. And he forced himself to do it.
Yeah.
And you should listen to that book.
I will.
It is so what you're talking about.
It's behavioral management.
It's forcing yourself to be alive.
Right.
This is the heaviest episode we've had. Man, I mean,
you had the
great story. I know.
But you know that
Wow.
that relates to what we do for a living. It relates to the fact that when you've made 5 calls and 5 people have told you no, that you have to pick up the phone, you have to take your next breath, and you have to make the 6th call. You have to do what you have to do. And that's not just in real estate or sales or whatever. It's any business, right?
It's life.
From the biggest business, being at the
Absolutely.
stock market, to a guy who's running his own freaking bookstore or gas station.
Yeah.
How do you wake up and do it again?
Yeah. And feel good about it mentally.
Yeah.
You know, when I get out of bed in the morning, I put my feet on the ground and I say a short prayer, thanking God, and I walk into the bathroom and I turn on the shower and I look in the mirror and I laugh.
Yeah, because if it's a full length mirror, that's funny as hell.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And it's cold.
I don't know about you guys. I'm impressed.
Brian's the only one that gets in front of the mirror.
That's what I'm talking
about.
Yeah, no, bro, we're high fiving in the mirror.
So, and I'll share this with you. A handful of my testimonials, individuals talk about how I've reshaped them in their professional career. And they say, but no big deal. Let me tell you what my home life is like now. Yeah. And they go on for sentences on how this behavioral journey with me not only got them their next promotion, and for some of them it was, wow, my wife and I have never been closer. My kids and I have never gotten along better. The community, I'm doing more things for the community because they're behaviorally clean and talking affirmations instead of being a victim.
Yeah. So is this a training that is only for people who are self-employed, or
No.
is it for anybody who's trying to just be successful? At
Yeah. So, I've been doing it 20 years, so I'll give this away. I'm a life coach that rang the bell on the New York Stock Exchange.
Hmm.
So I've got individuals, realtors. I have individual entrepreneurs. I have Fortune 100 companies that I work with. The issues are all the same. There might be 50 of them, and they may be in different places or times with each individual. And I'm a hard coach for my clients, and they will say that in my testimonials. You won't like him all the time.
Yeah, I can understand that.
And that's where that 5 minutes, I tell most people, it's coming up through corporate. It was hell. It just wasn't hell 2 hours after going public. It was hell
the whole time.
for years.
Yet, to say this, yet easy for us white males.
Yeah.
Right? Much
Right.
harder
Right.
for people who aren't us white males.
Females, color. Yeah. There's so much dysfunction out there, and a lot of it is forced.
How much of it do you believe is mental as well?
Bad behavior.
Yeah, or just being able to be successful. What is the failure rate because it's a mental thing that you can't get past something?
Yeah. If, I've worked with a small percentage of clients that just can't get past their past. And if you can't take that baggage and bury it, burn it, or throw it in the river, you're not going to move on.
How do you do that? How do you ditch your past?
You got to I help people get to the gut. The brain and the gut is where everything happens. It's that adrenaline that we call fight, flight, or freeze.
Which is three people. That's three types of people.
Yeah.
Some that run, some that can't do anything at all, and some that run and help.
Right. And I coach to turn that adrenaline into positive. Get that dopium.
So make everybody to where they run to help.
Yes. And help themselves.
Sure. That's who you're trying to help.
You got to help yourself before you can. What's the first thing they tell you when you get on a plane?
Put your mask on yourself.
Put your mask on yourself.
Put your mask on yourself.
I thought it was thanks for you sit in first class. You get to get on the plane first.
Yeah. Yeah. So, about 70% of the population are not congruent. They don't know who they are. They have a fictitious idea of how people see them. 70%. So that means only 30% know who they are. And I don't know you yet, Brian. You are. You know who you are.
100%. I've said years ago, I quit worrying about what other people think about me because they don't. I'm worried about what they think about me, that they're thinking about what I think about them, and I'm not thinking about them, and they're not thinking about me. So why should I rule my life on what I think they're thinking about me? They're not.
I'm Brian, your Indianapolis realtor. If you are looking to buy or sell a house in the Indy area, I'm your guy. If you're coming from out of state, want to make a move to the Indy area, I'm your guy. Check out the show notes for a link. We can get in touch and get you started. Thanks for watching. Now back to the show.
Well said. Well said.
So who cares?
I used to, back when I was a sixth grade teacher, doing shots here again, students would have a project where they had to present in front of the class.
Right.
Not often in my math class, but another class. But they would, be physically worried. You could see the anxiety on their face, and they're rehearsing their thing and all, whatever. And I would often say to them, by the way, I wouldn't worry so much. You don't have to put so much pressure on yourself, because the people in the class are not even listening to you.
They're worried about
They're worried about the project that they're about to present. And if they've already gone, they don't care about what else is happening. The only person listening is the teacher. So don't worry so much about what other people are thinking, because they're not.
I get that because I'm old. I say old. I've been selling for 30 years, right? And the first 10 years, I was worried about what everybody thought, what car I drove.
Mm.
You know, now I like watches, but now it's because I like the watch.
Because
Not
you
like
like
no one
watches.
cares what
Right.
the watch is, right? I wear
Right.
watches that people don't know what they are.
Yeah.
It's not about that level of what I'm doing to other people think. I don't care anymore. But how do you push that through to make that happen faster? How do you help a young entrepreneur who's or salesperson or any executive that's worried about what everybody else thinks? How do you get them past that at a younger age so they can excel quicker in life and give up on all that wasting time worrying about other people?
Good question.
Yeah, great question. And you gotta get to their why. And it's people don't want to share their why, because if they share their why, they're gonna be vulnerable. And 10, 15, 20 years going backwards, if you were vulnerable in business, you were weak.
So true.
In today's world, the best leaders that show vulnerability, the leaders that show vulnerability are the best leaders. And then they teach the people that are in their circle of concern how to be vulnerable. You got to have trust. You got to have productive conflict. You have to have commitment, accountability, and all that leads to results. So what I do is I keep on digging. So tell me more about yourself. Tell me about when you were a kid. What's the best thing that ever happened to you? What was the hardest thing that ever happened to you? How'd you handle it? Are you over it? And they never tell you.
Are you done blaming your parents?
Yeah. And they never tell you the truth up front.
Sure.
You got to
Okay.
ask it 3 to 5 times. And then most times they're still not 100% accurate. And then I break it up, say, let's have some fun. Let's have a shot. And I'll say, just make something up. Just make something up. Just patronize me and make, what are you thinking in your head? Just make it up. And I give them permission not to be accountable for what's going to come out of their
That's awesome.
mouth at that time.
Because we're all afraid to expose the things. Like I said,
Exactly.
I was junior in high school in a drug rehab. Like,
Yeah.
that's like a horrible thing to share, but is it really?
First time I've ever heard you say that was a thing.
I can't believe I didn't say that.
I know, for real.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, they picked me up and took me to drug rehab. You know, I
Wow.
was pissed because I had $100 in a keg.
Son of a bitch.
Well, thank you for sharing. That's
But, you know, life gives us all kinds of things. It's how we deal with it.
right.
So I have a question. So do you feel like people really flip the switch when they realize they're not doing it for them and they start doing things for other people, when they turn themselves to, yeah, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to work really hard, but my goal is I want to bring these people along, or I want to help this group of people. I want to give to this foundation or organization. Is that where the switch gets flipped?
Yeah. And it's literally a switch. You know, my first 2 years of being in a franchise, the newbies all had to pay for coaches within the franchise.
Sure.
So I got the number 2 coach in the world. I figured if I'm going to have a coach, I'm going to get
Best of
the
best.
first one was already taken. So
Tony Robbins is not here, so I'm
Right.
going to get this guy.
Yeah. And she was still is out of Canada. And my first 2 years of coaching, I failed. I was going through a lot of my savings because I just thought I was going to be a great coach. I wasn't doing the push-ups. I wasn't doing the mental. Sure, I passed the training that they provided, which was hell, right? But it was all book work, mental too. But I didn't know, you know, playing volleyball at 6 a.m., you really don't know the purpose of it until you learn that they changed the rules in the middle of the game, because that's what life is.
So true.
So my first 2 years of coaching, I was down and out, and my coach came to town, and in fact, over a cigar and a cocktail, she said, you know, you got a decision to make. Either become the person that you're not, that will make you a successful coach, or go back to corporate and be the jerk that you were.
Oh, that's a kick in the nuts.
And what I didn't have was empathy for everyone else.
In this job, I think you got to
And
have
empathy is the key in all business.
In life.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Now we have some people that have too much empathy and they need a little bit something else.
Sure.
But for me, and she says, you don't care about people. I said, that's not true. She goes, no, you really don't. I said, no, not true. I said, if little Bobby is out in the front yard and I'm talking to a neighbor and he's playing with this little red ball and he's 2 doors down and that red ball goes into the street, I'm going to
go help him.
I'm going to push people out of the way to get him out of the street before the truck hits him.
Yeah, but the guy that's about to take your job, you're not helping that guy.
Yeah. But at the point, she said, well, how long were you watching Bobby play in the front yard? I said, for a while, I had a conversation going. She goes, why didn't you say, excuse me, neighbor? I'm going to go down and ask Bobby to scoot back towards the front of the house or possibly go to the backyard and maybe ask where his parents are. I said, that's not my job. She goes, go back to corporate.
Yeah, it is. That goes back to the statement I said of worried about the guy that's about to take your job.
Yeah.
Let's help the guy take my job.
Absolutely.
Because that'll push me to the next job. That's where that whole empathy comes in of looking to see how can I help the other person beyond how it's going to help me.
Yeah. And that's leadership. That's sales. That's life. It's just crazy. And when you figure it out, it's my passion. I get paid very well to come home and share with my wife. Let me share what this person just said about our coaching over the last year. How it's changed their life personally.
Have those successes just become your successes?
Right. And that fuels me.
Oh, I'm sure.
To go find more.
Okay. So if I was going to ask you, what book do I need to read as a brand new person? Maybe I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I have this dream. What book do I need to read first?
Entrepreneur with big dreams.
Yep.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Ooh, that's a great book. What if I can't get my arms wrapped around what it really takes to be successful? What's the next book I read?
The next book you would read would be, gosh, I forget the name of the author and title. It's a good book, though.
That's
really
good book.
Makes it hard to say what it is.
Read about, they don't publish a lot about individuals that failed before they succeeded.
Right. That's true.
Go to ChatGPT and say, give me the top 10 athletes that failed up until their mid-20s or early 30s before they succeeded.
Like Michael Jordan, who was a subpar ball player. What do you think about the book Think and Grow Rich?
Love it. That would be number 2.
I read that every year.
Do you? Good.
Over and over again for the last 10 years.
Yeah. The places you'll go. Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Seuss.
Oh, that's a great book. Yeah.
I pass it out to all my new clients.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
That's a yearly book.
Here we go.
About to become book talk.
Yeah.
There's so many things though that the success is built in those books. As a teacher, you broke out books all the time and showed us how to learn, right?
Math, bro. Math.
You still had a math book. I had a math book. Thank goodness the year before me, the kid was smarter than me.
That's right.
He wrote the notes in the math book.
Okay. Sounds like what you do has a fair amount of psychology to it.
Yes.
Is there any type of psychology background that you have to help you in this endeavor?
Over 30 years ago, I was told by my boss's boss that I had street smarts that he had never seen before.
All right.
No, I'm not certified.
So psychology of life.
Yeah, I'm not certified in any of that. And I admire the people that are, and they do great things. And if I get out of my wheelhouse, I'll tell my client, I'm out of my wheelhouse. I'm out of my wheelhouse. Let's go find someone else that has more skills at that psychology level, possibly. But it all comes down to, you don't have to be the best of the best. Just be the best of you.
It's a great line.
And just show up.
Just showing up is 99%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Okay. In our world, everybody wants to know quick fix. They want to know end result. They want to know, probably you get a question a lot. How long is this going to take? When are we going to be done with this? How do you answer that question?
Yeah. Great question.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the answer is I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all up to you.
When do you want to be done?
Yeah. I mean, we could turn that switch. I can help you find that switch to flip in less than 6 months. And it could be after 2 years, you just say, I can't do this anymore. And if you do flip it in 6 months or less, you're going to still have me around because I found the switch for you. I help you find the switch for you.
Sure.
I asked Zimmer Manufacturing was one of my first biggest clients I ever had.
Warsaw, Indiana, making
Prosthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's a big deal up
Zimmer
there.
Biomet.
And I was coaching the number 2 guy and 24 of his attorneys. And I did it for,
You're a big company when you have
Yeah,
24
24.
attorneys.
well, 12 local and 12 all over the world.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And about year 3, we were talking about, where we started, where we are, what still needs to be done. And I said, help me understand, why me?
Good question.
And the short story is I picked him up in a bar downtown on a Saturday afternoon. I was doing a keynote speaking engagement for 100 chiropractors. And he was in town for the Pacers weekend, him and his
Okay.
buddy and his wife and his wife. And Slippery and Noodle. I went in to have one of these kind of loosen up before I get in front of 100
As one would.
chiropractors, right? 3:00 Saturday afternoon.
Get a little loose before you get in front of a bunch of stiffs.
And so I walk in the Slippery Noodle and there's 2 people in there, the bartender and him.
And that guy.
And he's all the way at the end of the bar. You know how long that bar is.
Yes, I do.
So he's kind of like in the corner, like you are now, and I'm way down here. So I'm having a little something, something. And I think, okay, I got to get the juices going. So I'm talking to the bartender, we're conversing, all that's good. And I think, okay, stretch it out. So I said, excuse me, sir. I said, why are you sitting in here? And he said, excuse me? I said, no, seriously, why are you sitting in here? You do not want to be in this bar. He goes, how do you know that? I said, it's written all over you. How do you know that? I said, well, I'm a behavioral coach. I profile people. I said, I don't want to bother you. I'll leave you go. So I turned back
After
around.
that, I'm like, oh, what?
So I started talking to the bartender again. And so he gets up, comes down. He goes, I want more. Why do you think I don't want to be in here? So I took him through some of his very visual dislikings of being in the bar. Well, he's a successful number 2 guy in a multi-billion-dollar organization.
Sure.
Very introverted. Saturday afternoon. And it came down to, I said, why are you here? He goes, well, the girls went shopping and my buddy's sleeping off last night.
I came to the bar.
So I just came to get out of the hotel. I said, thank you. I said, that's cool. But he still didn't want to be there. So he started asking me questions. So I started sharing. We traded cards. Less than a month later, I signed him up as a client. 3 years later, or 2.5 years later, I said, why me? He goes, because you're original. He goes, we've got coaches from the West Coast, from the East Coast, wanting to come in here and tell us how to do everything, but they never ask us how we feel. Do we want to be here?
Why you're here?
What's your why?
Yeah.
He goes, you're like the lights. You're like the lights. We're sitting in my office. I have windows everywhere. It's a bright, sunny day, and I still have my lights on. You're the lights.
And we have a lot of those, right?
Yes, it's very impressive.
There's a lot of lights.
Very impressive.
What does it look like to work with you and your team? Such as how often do you meet with clients? How long are, I'm going to say, sessions with clients? How's that work?
Yeah. So, after a prospect signs, we do what I call a war room. It's usually a half a day, and it's in a room that has a whiteboard and no distractions, no phones. We take a few breaks, get lunch, whatever. But it's dump. I want a brain dump, and I have to ask a lot of questions to help them to get to that point where they are dumping. And when we get that, then we map out the next 3 months. And I suggest to them, okay, you really, there's Dr. Seuss up there.
Yes,
I
correct.
love it. So I'm not going to start off at Leadership 101 with you from what I've learned. And yet on communications, we're going to ground floor. Listening skills, ground floor. And they usually say, what? I said, that's my point.
No, so true. We're always trying to think of the next thing to say instead of listening to what people are saying.
Exactly. So then, I asked for a 6-month commitment, statement of work, no contracts, just sign the paper to mean you're serious. And if you want out, give me 30 days notice if you want out. Oh, by the way, I'll know you want out before you do. Sure. And I'm going to let you go sooner than that. Yeah. The next 30 days.
I'll give you your 30 days.
I've been thinking about it for 20 already.
And, so the first 3 months, it could be 4 to 6 to 8 hours in that month. And maybe the second month too. But after that, it starts tapering off. And then it kind of evens out over 6, 8, 12 months. And, and when there's times of difficulties, personally or professionally, I make myself available to them. And no one's ever abused it.
Okay.
And traditionally, it's 4 to 6 hours a month, face to face or on Zoom. And there's homework. And there's a handful of assessments.
Whoa. Okay, so I'm going to go, I'm going to pick on my buddy Brian here for a little bit. So when I first met Brian, we talked about, how you get from one level in your business to the next level. And I'm a goal setting, goal driving kind of guy. I believe that if you don't put the coordinates into your GPS, you're never going to end up where you're going to go.
Right.
So Brian was a little more, I'm just going to give it a shot and see what happens. He may not be there anymore. I don't know. We haven't really talked about it a whole lot. I don't press Brian.
We're in between.
So is there a big drive towards goal setting?
Absolutely.
And really giving them a roadmap of what that is and based on what the customer's trying to accomplish?
Yeah. And if it's a corporate type of gig, I talk to their boss. I talk to their employees.
What's the employer say the goals are?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then always SMART goals, and I give them I ask them to write down their goals as they would present them to me, and they're not good.
Yeah.
Right. Most people don't know
Most people have no idea what SMART goals is.
So then I give them a paper that says SMART goals on it and define what SMART goals is. And it's still better, but not good. So we have to define. You got to get deeper and deeper. And we only fill up a piece of paper as much space as we have.
Yep.
That's so true.
So it's all electronic and you type it in and it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay. So I have a question that goes to that. So I'm a goal setting guy. I've been doing this for 30 years in the mortgage world. And today, I don't want to sound egotistical or I'm where I want to be in the mortgage business. So my goal each year right now is really just to maintain. And it's hard to set that as a goal. It's hard to go, oh, my goal next year is to maintain, because my growth time in the mortgage business, it's more headache, more challenge, more things I don't want. So as you get closer to retirement or I'm not going to retire, folks. I'm not quitting. For all my realtors that are asking, I'm here for the long haul. I just don't want any new ones. So, like when you're at that point where you're okay, I want this to be on cruise control. I like what I do every day. I'm up at 6 in the morning. I work till 9 at night. I do this 6 days a week. I'm cool with that. I don't want to back it down, but I'm also not trying to go to that next level. The next level is not something I'm interested in. How do you go from being that goal driven next level person to leveling off what your plan is, yet keeping that same work level there and keeping that maintenance without it having to be a bigger goal?
Yeah, and key word is you're in the fourth quarter, right?
Thank God. I feel like I'm in overtime.
Nah,
So
not yet.
A goal to just maintain is not a bad goal. To me, all my clients, myself, I have a goal which I'm going to hit and celebrate it. A stretch goal, which is usually about 25% greater than the goal itself.
Right.
And if I hit that, I celebrate even more. And then a BHAG goal, big, hairy, audacious goal.
Oh, so I don't set those two anymore.
You don't need to.
Okay. So that's what it's okay. Not to?
You should still set your stretch goal. Yeah. And you do have BHAG goals. They're personal. They're just not professional.
Yeah. I don't see, I mean, I guess I kind of do in some things that I'm doing.
You just explained.
I separate.
RV thing.
So there's a
Yeah.
separation of, okay, these are my work goals, my personal goals, my family goals. Those have been so amazingly reached with Brian will attest to this, an absolutely amazing wife that is a saint.
Hi, Tony.
Literally
She doesn't
just
watch
shot here by life, by God. Yeah, she's never watched the show. She gets enough of me talking, but so those part of my lives are exactly where I want them to be. My business life is exactly where I want it to be. Now, maybe my hobby stuff is got some goals or stretch goals to it, but if they don't work out, I don't really give.
So
Yeah.
here's the deal. Then who can you go out and help that can't help themselves? What can you give back to the community and make that a goal?
That's what we're doing at the charities that we support.
Okay.
All of the non-for-profits.
Okay.
We just held a huge party here this weekend. We raised $5,000 for the Hinta Buena Foundation and also Pearls of Life.
Yeah.
And those are the things that I stretch more probably for.
Those are
helping other
goals.
people.
And just don't maintain. Keep
Sure,
on.
it's building that side. That
Yeah.
makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And become that person while your business life just maintains and you're okay with that.
It's good advice. You should be a coach.
Man, that's all good stuff. So where do people find you?
Great
Yeah.
question.
So I just launched my second website. My first website is teamsylvester.com. My newest website, which I'm extremely proud of, is myleadershipcareer.com.
Okay.
And I'm going to be using that over social media to reach individuals that corporate or their companies have said, I'm not investing in you. I'm making it affordable on social media for them to go through courses. I have over 120 courses right now already built, and I've launched it, but it's a soft launch. I would say by middle of December, I'll have it all priced out, and then I'll be advertising on social media or at your counter. And
Is there a social media people can follow now?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Is there, what's the social media handle?
Oh,
Instagram, Facebook?
no, I
or-
do not have that yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Working
gonna,
on it.
I'm gonna set that up.
Got it.
But
Level of client you're looking for? Is it from an individual who's at a job to all the way up to a Fortune
To
100
my
company?
Absolutely.
college kid living at home that needs a kick in the ass.
so for 20 years,
Do you offer kicking?
for over 20 years, I've coached over 500 seniors at Ball State University for Dr. Fred Kitchens in a special class. I forget the name of the class, but it's a project management class. And I've given my time to his students to teach them leadership and team development. My website, myleadershipcareer.com, go out there, look at it. I've got a handful of videos that explains it well. And all you have to do is book a meeting, and that'll be a 15 to 30-minute meeting with me. And we'll decide where you may start out. And then you can buy a module. A module has 10 courses. I have 12 modules. Each module will have 10 courses in it. So I have 12 of them, 120 courses. And it's self-learning. And I watch as you do it. And every time you complete a module, you earn 60 minutes of free coaching with me.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I'm going after the 20 somethings.
Sure.
And I'm going after the 50 somethings that want to spruce up their leadership for the fourth quarter.
Well, I'm going to say this, I truly believe that we are put in places at different times to meet the right people. And it was pretty amazing. Paul and I were talking. It was a great conversation. And then I turned around, and as soon as we were done talking, my friend Dominique Wilkins chimes up, and he's like, dude, Brad, what are you doing? I heard you talking at Maxwell Park Tequila. We'll pop it down right here. Indiana-owned tequila company. Dominique was sitting right behind us, and we went right into that conversation. And I really believe that whether you believe in
higher power,
whatever it is, right? God, there's a God there that makes things happen in the right way. And I think that's what happened.
This man here made multiple deals with the Lord, so things happen for a reason.
I think that's what happened the day that I met Paul at Daniel's Winery. And I really appreciate you taking your time today. Everybody should check out his programs. We're going to put them on the screen.
It's on the screen.
Brian
does a great job with that. Absolutely.
And thank you. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate you.
Thank both of you. You guys are really doing something great. And showing up early, I was hoping to get here even earlier. And to witness what I saw, you're changing the community.
Guys, I hope so. I appreciate that.
On a positive note.
Thank you.
We're doing our best at drinking tequila and beer and
sharing.
You
gotta have fun too.
Sharing good information. There's a fly just landed on my
Seriously, the bugs you have in this garage.
And we have a bug person.
Yeah.
I know.
Ridiculous. Anyways, thank you all for watching Indiana Success Happy Hour. Check out Paul's stuff. It's all going to be good. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Cheers.
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 It's Brian and Brad, grab your seat. Real talk served with a boozy beat. Tune in, don't even blink, 'cause real estate makes us drink.